Welcome to Have an Opinion. 2 weeks ago, it was all about me. This week, it's all about Kyle, the silent assassin of Have an Opinion. Look at that little look there. We got him to laugh early. I don't know what's on the menu. Kyle's going to tell us after this on Have an Opinion. And welcome to Have an Opinion. It is Nick. It is Kyle. But this week, it's all about you.
That's right. My choice.
It's Kyle. That's right. Before we get into it, we haven't done those Forensic Files reviews in a while. I've been grinding that.
Really?
Show. I've watched probably 8 episodes of that in the last 2 days.
Any good ones? Any ones worth going back and reviewing?
I need to figure out the one because it wasn't so analytical that it was crazy. It was just a murder. Could have gotten away with it. I can't remember the premise.
Those are the best ones.
I think I might have lost it, though, because I was bouncing around collections to find it. And then I knew there was one that was about Erie, and I watched that one.
Yeah, there's one that takes place in Corey, too.
But, yeah, I watched the Erie one 3 years ago. The one where the guy kills his wife and then buys the new house in Erie and buries her body under there.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen. I've definitely heard that one, though.
Yeah, I know that one. That one's called A New Foundation or something. But yeah, I watched that one because I haven't seen it in a while. I can't remember everything verbatim about it, so I'm gonna watch it again. And I had watched one literally right before that. And I was like, that was really good. But yeah, so maybe we'll have to bring those back one day.
I would be down. I haven't seen them.
I don't think we were ever ruling it out. But,
no.
But anyway, it's all about Kyle. Last week, I had a lot of fun.
That was fun.
I like talking about myself. I like to think a good listener. You wouldn't know by the way I cut Kyle off on the show, but that's my short-term memory loss, me trying to get my thoughts out there.
Yeah, it happens.
There were some commentary about how we spent 45 minutes on the movie and people hadn't watched the movie.
Oh, really?
And they were like, well, I don't want to listen to a whole review of this. And then the other 3 topics took 15 minutes to get through, so...
That's understandable.
We're learning.
Yeah.
Another thing is that I have off today, so, I had a pretty good day.
Yeah,
I had some time to just relax, get ready like I used to back in our prime, the beginning of the summer when I was unemployed. Most of the time we go to work, we get done, and we come right here and get into it.
Yeah.
So, the preparedness of the show is not where we would like it to be.
For sure.
Because me and Kyle are both kind of detail-oriented, but,
It's a good way to put it.
It is what it is. So I'd like to throw that out there as well. But Kyle, it's all about you. Yeah. You're going to walk me through today's episode.
Whoa, all right.
So why don't you tell me what we're doing here?
Sure. So I guess a starter, all of my favorite movies, or most of my favorite movies, are not available to stream. So we'll do a movie review on one of those at some point because they're all great. But I found in my notes, oh boy, I just went all the way to the top. My top 10 movies as of 2021, which I don't know when I made. Obviously, I made that in 2021, but I figured I'd go through them with you and see see if you agree, disagree.
Okay, I guarantee you I haven't seen them over half of them. So maybe you could tell me a reason or two why it's so good.
Sure, I'll give you...
Without spoiling too much, and whenever we do, pick one for me to watch.
Right. Yeah, I definitely won't spoil too much. I did a little bit about my favorite song, and then I did a question round, because I was like, well, I like talking about a lot of stuff. I was like, well, the first one was rank best to worst, a couple key songs I like. Okay. And then I'll see what you say and see if it matches what I...
the trivia portion.
You're right. I had a whole thing about a Twilight Zone trivia. That was that link I sent you. I found it and just sent it so I didn't lose it. Then I was like, well... You could sit here and quiz me on the Twilight Zone, and that's only fun for 2 of us, so I don't know how
fair enough.
People at home would be like, who? Fats Brown?
The monsters are due on what?
That's what the questions are. What was the name of the street?
Yeah.
It's really easy. And my drink today is Code Red.
Wow. In the Country Fair Cup.
Yeah. I worked a little late today, and I didn't bring an energy drink, and I was like, well, I can't just show up empty-handed.
You have to make a stop somewhere.
Yeah. And so I got out of the fountain, and it almost tastes like Mountain Dew with, cherry juice. Probably that cherry stuff out. Really good. A little bit better.
It's funny, because I saw a crushed Country Fair Cup on my walk this morning. And I was like, oh, man.
Yeah. Somebody had a good time.
Just stomping the beer can after you finish it. Stomp the Country Fair Cup. or crush it off the back of your head. But let's get into this movie ranking.
All right. And I haven't looked at this in a while, too, so it'll be interesting. So the honorable mentions, First Blood, the first Rambo film. Very good. The Departed. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I've heard of it.
It's great. It's Martin Scorsese. Quick rundown. Matt Damon is a cop who works with Jack Nicholson, who's a mobster. Leonardo DiCaprio is a cop who's going undercover in that mob. So it's like,
is that the one? Is that the line about the apples? I got her number. How do you like those? Oh no, that's Good Will Hunting.
That's Good Will Hunting.
Never mind.
I was like, what the apples?
I see. I thought of it quick enough though to where people weren't like, "This guy's an idiot" for too long. I got it figured out quick enough.
And it's great because it's like they're both cops, but like one's a dirty cop pretending to be good, the other's a good cop pretending to be dirty, and it's great back and forth. It might be Scorsese's best. It's up there definitely. Goodfellas is probably his best, but this one was made in the early 2000s, so it was cool that like he didn't lose it. It wasn't like Goodfellas, Taxi Driver, nothing. You know what I mean? Like he still got it. Whiplash, the drummer movie.
Oh, I love that.
Whiplash.
That's probably one of my most like underrated movies.
Yeah, and you never think about it, but that's
because
a good one.
I would assume it wasn't a big budget movie.
Yeah,
I don't remember. It's not that old. I don't remember hearing much about it.
No, I just remember seeing like, oh, that movie's about a drummer, and I like drums.
That if you want a good acting performance,
my gosh,
what's it? Penn Teller, or no? That's the magician.
Penn and Teller.
Is it Miles Teller? It's something Teller, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's Miles Teller is the drummer, and then J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
is the
Farmers Insurance guy. I never can watch a Farmers Insurance
or whatever.
Can never watch a Farmers Insurance commercial the same after that.
No,
not my tempo.
Silence of the Lambs, another honorable mention. I really like that movie.
I've had 2 Nickisms already. That's terrifying. Thought Penn Teller was.
Yeah, we're getting
We're getting some things mixed up.
This is what happens when
here.
you don't talk the whole time. You start. Scream, which is one of the better horror movies, and Dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Good comedy movie. Yeah, because I was trying to think, what's your favorite comedy movie? Dodgeball and Wedding Crashers, I think, are my 2 favorite comedies.
I first watched Dodgeball while I was getting a full body MRI, and they gave me like these goggles you could watch a movie on.
Like goes forward.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how that works, but that's pretty cool.
That movie, it's so quotable. Oh, it's good. That Christmas Vacation. Yeah. All right, so number 10.
Oh, those were all honorable mentions.
Those are all honorable mentions, yeah. So I just figured I'd give you a little
top 20.
I figured I'd give you a little taste of everything. I won't do crazy long because you know these movies. Number 10, Stand By Me. Also the name of my favorite song.
Oh,
it's a I don't know if you've seen the movie. Great coming of age. It's like the 4 kids who go find a dead body. They did it on Family Guy. That spoof.
Stranger Things.
No,
on Netflix. No, I'm kidding.
No, not even.
That insulted him more than he can put into words.
A little bit. It's a Stephen King story, and it's just so quotable. It's so that one. Maybe I'll have you watch that one, and then you can hear the song at the end. Have you heard the song "Stand By Me"?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I listened to it like 4 times in a row today.
Okay. Why?
I knew this. We'll get into it when we get into the
because
song.
I texted you about it.
Yeah. We'll get into that when we get to that. Don't worry.
I forgot that I told you.
We're both coming off as goofs today.
I forgot I told you these topics. Like, why the hell did you listen to it 4 times? I'd be nervous. Number 9, another Stephen King adaptation, Shawshank Redemption. Good.
Whenever you talk about movies, no, I haven't.
Oh my goodness.
I watch so many. I'm a big like background noise movie kind of guy. Like, I'll pay attention, but I'm going to do something else because, like, I like playing a video game and having a movie on, writing an article with a movie on or something.
Okay.
And rarely ever am I like, I want to watch this really good movie right now. And I don't know. It's weird. I'm a weird person.
Some of these are rewatchable. Some of them are... Shawshank's a really long movie. Sorry, it was a glare.
No, I saw it. My neighbor must have got home and the light must have moved because it was like going along that whole wall.
Better start mowing.
Yeah.
I see. This is where it's weird. I haven't looked at this in a while. Number 8, Shutter Island. Have you seen that one?
No.
Oh,
they made a TV show adaptation of that, didn't they? When we were younger.
I don't think so.
I thought there was something. It might have been a different kind of island, but there was some Never. That sounds stupid on the surface, but you know what? I'm not even going to defend it. I knew what I meant, but I'm not going to be able to explain what I meant, so I'm not going to make it worse. So just keep going on.
That's fair. I think it was 2011 it came out. Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo are detectives going to investigate an insane asylum on Shutter Island. Martin Scorsese movie. He's the guy who did Departed that we were talking about. Great. I mean, it's one of those movies that has such a unique feel to it, and it's a thriller. It's got some scary elements. It's got some tense elements. There's a lot of twists, and it's rainy a lot on the island. I don't know how to describe the mood of it, but there's not a lot of movies where it's like, gosh, I'm in the mood to like watch this movie. But that one's got a very specific. That one, I believe, is on Netflix, so maybe I could have you watch that one. The twist, though, I mean, wonderful. Wow. I would propose a series where we just watch acclaimed films, and we can give my, like, veteran knowledge of it, and then you get your first look at it and see what we come up with. Number 7?
Harper's Island, not Shutter Island. Harper's Island. On CBS.
Never.
From 2009 to 2009.
You've got the same knowledge as I do. It's just very niche audience. You know, tell us about like Jumper with Hayden Christensen or something. Yeah. Number 7, Psycho. That's Norman Bates. Bates Motel. That's where that comes from. Yeah. It's a good twist ending. 1960. It's in the song "We Didn't Start the Fire," Chubby Checker Psycho, and they do the ching ching ching.
Trouble in the Congo.
Well, yeah, but
no,
you know the scene with the shower scene. Okay,
yeah, I've seen.
Fun fact: they used chocolate syrup.
Really?
It's not black because it's black and white. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Chocolate syrup.
You can get away with a lot more when it's black and white.
You can. Number 6, and this is weird. I guess I do like this movie better than First Blood. Predator. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I thought that'd be higher. I feel like you talk about that movie a lot.
All right.
Knowing you?
I should have clarified. Which the first 4 movies I've talked about aren't like this, but my favorite kind of movie is where there's a short cast, they're in a confined area, and it's a lot of dialogue. It's a lot of, let's focus on these people. That's like, that kind of falls into me like in Westerns. Yeah. I did not exactly, because like Josie Wales we watched 2 weeks ago, they brought in all those random side characters. Sure. But on the premise, there's like 3 people you care about right away, and you feel that deeper connection too. Yeah. But I, as much as I do like more action-y, more eventful movies, the horror movies I like are just bad guy, good guy or two trying to escape the bad guy. Like when we watched Hush on Netflix. Yeah, exactly. She's alone in the house. There's 2 side characters that try to help her. They're short-lived, and then there's the bad guy. Yep. And it's just a psychological kind of battle. I enjoy those kinds of movies as well. That's why, and Predator's great because like they're in the jungle. There's 8 of them or so. They get picked off eventually. I mean, it's a big action movie, but it's focused on them. It's not like they're in the jungle, then they're going to go travel here. It's not like Fast and Furious movies where they're constantly moving. Clue at number 5. That one I've got on DVD that I could let you borrow. Clue is just, it's in the 80s. It's a bunch of popular actors. There's different endings you can choose from. It's like the board game. Yeah. Like, that seems like ahead of its time. Yeah, I'm surprised. I've never heard of any movie doing that since. Granted, you can't. What was that Bandersnatch? Yeah, it's like that. Is that what it was called? But I can't think of. What's the actual show called? Black Mirror. Bandersnatch. Yeah. It's like that, only at the end of the movie, you can either watch all 3 in a row, or you can like have a random one. Remember Netflix? A couple years ago, they did that a few times. There was just interactive stuff. Yeah. And I think they were all pretty crappy. That Bandersnatch wasn't too good. Bandersnatch frustrated me because it kept starting me over or putting me back way too far. It eventually forced you to go to where it wanted you. Yeah. And then there's the Bear Grylls survival show. Yeah. And I remember I made him try to jump over something, and it looked like a video game character that just didn't compute. He like fell on a rock and it like cut, and he's like, you got me killed, let's try again. And I was like, okay, and that's enough of this. And I closed the Netflix app and never opened that show up again. But yeah, I remember Netflix tried that, like interactive, not like it's the exact same thing. Sure. But I mean,
for an 80s movie, it was probably as comparable as it's going to get.
Yeah.
But I remember those as being terrible.
Yeah. This one, I think it does it well. Each of the endings is all plausible. They're all interesting. And it's cool because there's creepy elements to the movie, like, a murder mystery, and then there's also comedy to it. So it's really fun to watch. That's the only movie on here that's not probably like critically acclaimed. It's a big cult classic movie. It's got a big following. Number 4, The Prestige, which I'm sure you've heard me talk about.
I've heard you talk about that more than anybody.
If I get my disc back from our friend who has yet to watch it, I gave him that disc last summer. It blows my... Granted, I get in these weird moods where, like, gosh, all I want to do is watch movies. And then I watch one movie, and I'm like,
It's funny because he listens to this show sometimes.
Does he?
So you might have indirectly called him out here.
If
I don't
you
think
are-
he listens to every one. But the fact that he actually supports this show and you might have just called him out.
Well, I hate to do it, but gosh, you gotta watch it. It's so... it's... Because there's a lot of good movies that have twist endings, but there's few where there's multiple twists and you don't know what's coming. Like, that's the thing. It's not as predictable as other ones that I've mentioned. I don't know. And granted, it was made more recently. Like, Psycho's ending... Actually, I don't know if you would get Psycho's ending. That one's... It stands
Kyle
apart.
said, Nick, you're really stupid. You wouldn't understand.
You know how there's those twist endings where you're like, well, I bet he did it. And it's like, yeah, they point right to him doing it. Like, this movie's not like that. And it's got magicians. It's the turn of the century.
Like Ben Teller.
Yeah, Ben. It all comes around. It's so good. And it's Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman going back and forth with Michael Caine as the old magician. And it opens up.
Kyle's gonna watch this whole list before work tomorrow.
Every magic trick has 3 parts. Do you know what the third part's called?
No.
The Prestige.
Oh, yeah. Now I know.
Now I know. I could recite the opening, but I don't want to be that guy. This is where it gets interesting. These are the 3 movies I wanted you to watch. The problem is none of them are streamable. I have The Thing at number 3. The Thing is the best horror movie. And I'm not going to argue with you. Well, now, Grant, I know you're not a big horror guy like I am, but... I
haven't seen a lot of the classics. I have seen a lot of the mediocre Netflix ones that are just shock value kind of horror.
I'm gonna put together like a grocery bag because I have just about all of these on disc. Because I'm a big
like
DVD
going
guy.
To Blockbuster back in the day. I'm just gonna hand you a bunch of DVDs.
Oh, and see, what's great is like I could give you all these on DVD and they're all great. So you could just reach in. Boom, and it wouldn't disappoint you. You wouldn't have to be like, oh, I got that one. I got to watch it. Oh, it's great. It's Kurt Russell's best performance. It's about 12 researchers on the Antarctic research station, the American. Again, small number of people, isolated environment, dialogue heavy. Got to work together. The Thing is a alien they find in the ice. And it can perfectly mimic a person. So, like, if I was the Thing right now, you would have no way of knowing. Imagine, like, on film, that'd be terrifying. It's great. And so they have to figure out ways to figure out what the Thing is and try to stop it. And the problem is it's been hibernated in the snow. So they can't just, like, ignore it because it'll just go to sleep. And when people come to rescue them, because they don't report back, then it'll just take over. And like, and they do a little computation to see like how quickly it could like take over the world. Like there's reasons why it's an urgent matter. It might be my favorite movie. I've seen it the most recent out of my top 3.
Okay.
And I've seen it more recently than The Prestige. So it's like, I feel weird putting it at number 1, but it's so good. There's so many like videos on YouTube chronicling like who gets infected when, how they got infected. At the end of the movie, the end. Oh, I don't want to explain the ending at all because it's so good. That one, another buddy has, and he watched it. I'll get that one.
Got a lot of buddies.
Yeah, we got a lot of buddies. Number 2, 12 Angry Men. 1954? 59? I looked
it up earlier when you said it wasn't available to stream. I thought it was 9.
It's been on Netflix forever. I don't know why. It's literally, there's a Family Guy episode about it. 12 jurors. It's a cut and dry case. The movie literally opens with the judge explaining what their job is. They go into the jurors' room. Let's take an initial vote. Everyone says guilty except for one guy. So you know what the movie's going to be. You know how it's going to end. but the path to get there is so good. Like the way this guy like breaks down every point, and there's a lot of like prejudice and like jurors being not corrupt, but you know what I mean? How like that their morals can influence what they choose, and it's just a really good movie that still holds up, still relevant. Number 1, I have Reservoir Dogs, and you know, I don't know, I really do like that movie. It might still be my number 1. 12 Angry Men, literally, like I watched it, and then the next day I watched it again. Like I loved it because it's again 12 people in one. Literally, the whole movie is that one room, them talking, and then the end they walk out, in the beginning they walk in. So, Reservoir Dogs is similar. It's people. It's a bank heist. You never get, or it's a jewelry store heist, and you never get to see it, which is cool because like Tarantino does that a lot with his movies. You know, like the movie's all about a heist gone wrong, and you never even see what happens, see why it goes wrong, and then you got to figure out which guy was the rat. Have you seen Reservoir Dogs?
No. I've honestly seen most of Tarantino's stuff, though.
Yeah. No, yeah, you have. That's good of you. It's my favorite Tarantino movie. Everyone would say his best movie's Pulp Fiction, and I would say it's probably, yeah. But I think Reservoir Dogs is his second best. I think it gets overlooked because it was his first. It's not... The action isn't as crazy. For its time, it was like bloody, gory. It's like, but you could watch that and then watch Kill Bill and be like, it's not even close.
Right.
But the characters are great. The dialogue. Oh man, I'm trying to like go through these quickly, but I could have talked about any one of those movies at length.
We'll get me to watch one, and then we can give you the justice you deserve and actually talk about it at length. And
yeah, I would say other than Predator, I have all of those on DVD.
All of them.
Every single one.
That's impressive. I like buying stuff on DVD.
I just like having to, for these situations.
I like physically owning it too.
Because if I sit down and say, oh, I haven't seen that in forever, I know I can watch it when I want, not
as long as the Xbox has the disc tray on it, we're all set.
Exactly. I will skip over my 12 Angry Men notes, which I basically covered.
But no, just off your description, like, I heard you talk about a lot of those before, but I didn't know what they were about, per se.
Yeah.
And, like, just get your little synopsis. Like, there's probably 4 or 5 of them already. I'm like, ooh, I really, really want to see that one. So
yeah, I was going to say, they're not very, like, bleh movies either.
Like, the 12 Angry Men, I never knew what that was about.
Oh, yeah.
I, honest to God, laugh again, I thought that was a Western. I've heard nothing about that movie other than the title.
Have you seen Once Upon a Time in the West?
No. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, yes.
Yeah. Henry Fonda is like,
thing.
Yeah, he's like the bad guy in Once Upon a Time in the West. He's juror number 12, the guy who has to convince everybody in this movie, and he is phenomenal. Like, he is such a good character to watch.
Right.
He's a really good actor too, so that helps obviously. Yeah, literally, I'll probably go home and round all of those up, and then just because I know you may not watch them all in a row, but you'll at least watch them and give them back to me. Not going to point any fingers at who won't watch theirs and give it back to me.
Wow.
Once you see any one of those movies and we talk about it, you'll realize, like, okay, I want other people to watch this so I can talk to them about it.
I could watch one a week. Then we can just go.
Oh, that might be a new series.
Nick watches Kyle's top 10 movies.
That would be great.
That would mean at least 10 more weeks.
You could rank them.
Oh, man.
You could rank them and
that'd
be
be fun. Oh. We might have to do that. Hopefully we got 10 more weeks of this left in us.
You get back, like, Shawshank's awful.
Yeah. I only liked 3 of them.
Shawshank's the only one on there that's, like, long. And it's, like, you know where it's going, but it's still... My senior quote was, get busy living or get busy dying.
Wow.
Which is what...
I allowed that to go in the yearbook because I was the editor.
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
gave it the good old...
I'm pretty sure that was also my 8th grade yearbook quote.
You guys did those in 8th grade? Wow.
Yeah, get busy living or get busy dying. Andy Dufresne.
The
only innocent man in Shawshank.
We did not get that opportunity in 8th grade. All I got in 8th grade was cancer.
Jesus.
Come on, that was funny. We know that was funny.
I can't laugh at that.
Sure,
That's
you can.
terrible.
I laughed at it. It happened to me. Now it's just awkward because you wouldn't just laugh.
I'm sorry.
The shock horror is what I'm here for.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
The shock horror. I'll let you go into Stand By Me since you listen to it so much.
You sent me that song, and I said, I definitely know this song.
Yeah.
I knew the chorus of the song. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. There's not much more to say other than beautiful. Hearing the whole thing, it's beautifully simplistic the way it is.
I agree.
He's singing. What's his name?
Ben E. King.
Ben E. King. Okay, I thought that was it. I didn't want to be wrong.
That was his only like big one alone, and then he went to the Drifters. You know the gosh, it's gonna kill me. He had a big song with a group of 4. He was their new lead type thing, and you would know it as soon as I told it to you. So, but this was his big song by himself.
Okay, and just the strings that accompany it.
Oh,
are beautifully done.
The instruments are just beautiful.
It's beautifully done, and it's so simple. It's so elegant, and it's everything that, not to sound like super boomer like, it's almost everything today's music isn't.
Yeah.
In the sense of it's a guy just singing his heart out. You can tell the words mean something to him, and it's not overly done in the sense where it's like, okay, what's going on? It's him singing. You feel the pain he's singing about. You feel the sentimental, emotional, whatever. And the strings accompany it perfectly rather than taking something away from the words he's singing. And it just works.
Oh, the bass.
It just works. It's really all I need to say. It works. Why do you like it, though? This isn't about why I like it.
I love it for all the reasons you said. I always thought it would be a really good wedding, your wedding song. I feel like that's one that, I don't know why it isn't wedding songs, but like, because that's what I wrote here. Like, who wouldn't want to have someone in their life that like you could sing that either to, or like that person you want to stand by you?
Are you flirting with me?
No.
You know, Kayla watches
I know. I don't want to push too far. Sadly, I don't have someone to sing.
Oh, come on! Now you're the one making it all bummed out.
You can laugh at it.
What an episode this has been. Nick, we questioned if Nick drinks lead water, and Nick and Kyle make dark jokes about their lives.
Lead water.
Oh man,
I think it's the best oldie too.
Right.
Like out of the oldies, I don't know if that counts as Motown, but gosh, it is just beautifully simplistic. I like the way you put that. You can't show me something wrong with that song. It's the first thing. Second thing, and I put in
other
here,
than it doesn't get the damn recognition it is.
Exactly. I think too, there are certain things out there that you can have an opinion on. See what I did there with the But like that song, if you said that song's not good, like you're wrong. Like there's no like, oh, I just don't like no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Kyle's is gonna listen to you, but not
and not just because it's my favorite. I'm trying to like Jurassic Park. I think that is one of the better. That's a good movie. There's not much wrong with it. There's a lot you can take from it depending on what you want to take from it. It's a kid's movie, but it's also kind of creepy. You know, it's got the dinosaurs. And so if someone watches it, it's like, yeah, that wasn't that good. I wouldn't entertain that.
Why not?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
no, I get it.
There's some things in life that are like objectively one way or the other that you, even though technically you can have an opinion on it, you can't.
Yeah.
You know, unless your opinion matches the correct one.
Like,
if that makes sense.
No, I get what you're saying. I'm very open-minded in the sense of if someone doesn't like something that I really enjoy and they actually have a reason. Like, I love The Office. I think it's a great show. I think there's so many different kinds of humor involved that you should be able to find something. But most of their humor is kind of sly. Did you catch that? These people are kind of goofy, that deal, where you have to pick up on some things. And so I've had friends that just go, The Office is terrible, it's not funny. And I go, okay, why isn't it funny? And they just say, it's just not funny.
Right.
And they don't offer any reason why it's not funny.
Yeah, then your opinion.
Like, I don't think Amy Schumer's funny. Right. And I don't think she's funny because she's blatantly ripped off jokes before, and her delivery sucks.
Sure.
That's why I don't think she's funny.
Right. When you got reasons to
and no, I don't think women can't be funny. I just think Amy Schumer is a horrible pioneer of the women comedians are just as funny as men. I think you should pick literally anybody else.
Yeah.
Maybe like Nikki Glaser.
Yeah, she's pretty funny. I like Nikki Glaser.
I love Nikki Glaser.
Like, for people who don't like the Beatles, understandable. But you at least have to respect what they did for music. That's where I'm saying, like, objectively, you can't just, nope, they suck.
Yeah, and that's what ticks me off. Because you could tell me something crazy. I'm trying to think of something blasphemous like that you could tell me. You could say Stairway to Heaven's not a top 10 classic rock song or something.
Exactly. And you'd be like...
I'll go, why? And you can say, because it sucks. And I'll go, okay, well, you're full of crap then.
Sure.
Like and I'll entertain any idea as long as that's not the argument. Like you just say it for the fact of someone's gonna get really mad that this is my opinion.
Exactly.
Because
or just to be like different. Like
to be different, or just to go, oh, this is really gonna piss some people off, so that's gonna be my opinion.
Right.
You know, and I think that those are the worst kind of people because they know exactly what they're doing. And they aren't going to add anything to their argument because they know if you just on the surface level go, yeah, Pulp Fiction's a horrible movie.
Yep.
The people are just going to go.
Just to be on the complete opposite of every. Yeah. And I didn't mean to take that into wherever we just took that. I
liked that, though.
I
think that was a fun little side tangent as far as our side tangents
go. That's a good way to clarify. Have an opinion to an extent. Imagine we just put a little to an extent. But that song, that's where I was going with it. That song is great. It doesn't have to be everyone's favorite. Scenes from an Italian Restaurant has crept up there. When we get done here, I got to tell you about Billy Joel live.
I was gonna say, you need to tell us about Billy Joel live.
He was incredible. Like for as old as he is, great. He didn't sing Piano Man till 10 o'clock, and so he said it's 10 o'clock on a Saturday. Oh, Billy.
You saw him on a Saturday, too.
Yeah, I was at the Bills Stadium.
Was he sweaty?
Not really.
I feel like every concert clip I've watched of him, he's just super sweaty.
Just gas.
So that's why I asked.
I'm trying to think. He didn't get up and dance, really, until the encore. But his encore was... I think it started with "We Didn't Start the Fire." He did just about every big song he has, with a couple other ones I hadn't heard before, wasn't as big on. And the only songs I can think of he didn't do that I would have been like, oh, I wish I would have saw that was "Goodnight Saigon." Gosh, I mean,
he didn't play that at all.
He didn't play "Goodnight Saigon." No. He didn't do "A Matter of Trust," which is a good one I like. It's not one of his biggest ones, but I like it. And So It Goes is a really good sad song, but it wasn't the place for that kind of song either. So it was like, And Everybody Loves You Now. Have you heard that one?
No.
It was in his first album.
That's the weird thing about sadder songs.
Yeah, they don't really fit.
Like, where do you, especially with Billy Joel, where it's like, "We Didn't Start the Fire," "Piano Man," "Uptown Girl." Like, where do you plop that in the set list where it's not like, oh.
He did Uptown Girl. So with "We Didn't Start the Fire," he played the guitar. So like he got up from the piano. Uptown Girl, he was like dancing around, doing his, he did the thing where like you put your hand in your suit coat, like your heart's beating. He kept doing it. I was like, oh, Billy, you're the best. What else? He did "You May Be Right." It's like his encore was literally "We Didn't Start the Fire," "Uptown Girl," "It's Still Rock and Roll to Me," "You May Be Right."
He did another hour.
And "Big Shot." I'm pretty sure it was those 5. Like,
did he end with "Big Shot"?
I don't know which one he ended on. I wasn't paying that kind of attention to it because it was so good. It might have been that, or "It's Still Rock and Roll to Me." He ended the show on "Scenes from an Italian Restaurant" and then went into "Piano Man" and like put on like harmonica thing that keeps. Oh my gosh. "Scenes from an Italian Restaurant" live, because he started with the dun 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 dun, and everybody
goes, yeah.
And he did Allentown.
I love Allentown.
They put up because they're like screens, and so they did the big like chew from the choo choo train, and he starts into he goes ooh, ooh, right into the mic. It's like, oh, Billy.
Did you not to get on that? But did you have to wear masks?
You know what's funny? It said you did. Me and my mom were prepared to. No one was wearing masks. It wasn't even like the workers, and they just couldn't control everyone. Like nobody. And I'm like, well, it's one of those things like you wear it coming in, and then once you're in, you can take it off type thing.
That's one of those like now they're making it. It's either you have to be vaccinated or have a negative test to go. But some people like you have to wear a mask. I would never wear a mask at a concert. I'd just wait until this all kind of dies down again.
Right.
And what fun, because you want to like sing along and move around, and like wearing a mask with that would just annoy me, I think.
Yeah. And we were up in, so you know at PNC Park, it goes up, and then there's like the grandstands way up top, like the nosebleeds. We were up in those seats, and it was, I mean, you could see on the screen, you could see him way down there in the piano. Once they got like because there's no opener, so the first song was moving out, and you couldn't really hear him well, and everyone was like, oh, you can't hear him. It's like, well, there was no one before him for them to dial it in on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. 2 more things. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Three more things.
This is your time.
I'm trying to think of what order to do them in because they were so wild. He did. Sorry, I didn't want to swear there. Say the F word. What was his last song? Because he cut in the middle of it. There was another guy there. I don't know if it was his son.
Jolie Bill.
He must be a little bit foreign because this guy like sang a whole song in French or something like that. And Billy Joel did a piano. I don't know the name of the song. It was beautiful. This guy was the guitar player and he could sing really well too. Billy Joel's playing one of his songs. It might have been either Big Shot or You May Be Right.
I just had a horrible thought. I'll wait till you're done with your new 3 points.
Oh, okay. So he's going, and then like middle of the song stops. They go into Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. That guy sings like "You've been a long time since," and like goes, and then it goes back into Billy Joel's song, which is amazing. Like hard rocking on the piano, beautiful. The middle of. You know the song "River of Dreams"?
Yeah.
Like the
I don't know it well, but I've heard it.
That song. So they stop. They play "Tush" by ZZ Top. That guy singing it, and then like it goes quiet for a minute, and then he goes "In the Middle of the Night," and it goes, and it like meshed perfectly with his song. It was beautiful. And the other thing that I thought was hilarious was he's like, "All right, we have a special guest here to sing something for you," and I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. Who's gonna be?" And he's like, "You may know him from the Goo Goo Dolls." And I was like, "Are they about to sing Iris?" The lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls runs out on stage, sings Iris, and leaves. That was it. And everyone's like, you know, the refrain of that song.
Are they from Buffalo, the Goo Goo Dolls?
Yes.
I want to say they are, but
yeah,
okay.
it's because he said, "I want to welcome you to my hometown." It was just the lead singer.
Okay.
And yeah, they sang Iris. He didn't want the world to see him because he didn't know if they'd understand.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Thank you." And
he just wanted Billy to know who he was.
He booked it off stage.
He went, "Bye." He waved Brenda and Eddie goodbye. That's a good Billy Joel joke right there. I don't think many people are going to get that one, but me and Kyle got that one.
I was going to say something. You hit me with that.
I was going to, the thought I was mentioning, if you were done, I thought I counted 3 there.
Yeah.
It's funny that your first post-pandemic, I mean, things are getting bad again, but your first post-COVID, we'll just say post-COVID, your first post-COVID concert was Billy Joel.
Yeah.
And mine was Big and Rich after the Pirates game.
Right.
And that thought just ticks me off to no end. What's our last topic?
It was
because now I'm upset.
Sorry. My mom really likes him. This was all like, she's wanted to go see him forever, even go to New York City to see him.
He's so high on my list. I might look up tickets for him just
We're
to
thinking
see.
about going again. She wants to go again when he's at Notre Dame Stadium.
Oh, okay.
And then like, go visit.
Cool.
Yeah. He's just, it's insane for how old he is, how good he still is. I mean, it's like, obviously it's live, but it sounds just as good as it did, you know. And the piano, that was the one thing I was going to say. You forget that he's the guy doing the piano. Like, you listen to a song, it's like, you hear his voice more than I feel like you realize the piano.
Yeah.
And then you watch, it's like, this guy's a good piano player. Like,
oh, yeah.
Going off on the, before he even starts singing, it's like, gosh, you forget. Because, like in Led Zeppelin, the singer, Robert Plant, isn't the guy playing the guitar. So you kind of, you separate them. It's like, without Billy Joel, you lose your singer and your piano. Oh, the saxophone guy, and then they like walk to the front of the stage, do a solo for Scenes from an Italian Restaurant.
I like when they give those band members like their time in the spotlight for.
And what was great about, not to cut you off, after each song, like one song had a big bass line, so you'd be like, "That's the bass player," blah blah blah. Next song had like a good guitar solo, you'd be like, "That's a guitar." But it's like each guy that had a big spot in one song, he would point them out, which is really cool. All right, sorry. I went on a rant.
There was a YouTube, or not a YouTube, a Netflix documentary called Hired Gun that was about studio and like touring musicians that weren't technically in the band.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I can just think the only knock I have on Billy Joel is apparently he had the same drummer for a super long time, and then Billy Joel had those tax issues or whatever.
Okay.
Where he lost money, and I guess he just the drummer asked for a raise because he had a family now or something, and Billy Joel just cut him off, never talked to him again, brought in a new drummer.
Damn. Yeah, that is.
But you waited till you had tax issues to ask him for a raise.
Fair, yeah. So, I mean, also it's Billy Joel.
Like if I walked up to my boss as he's like, the company's down 20% in every area, and I was like, "Hey, I've been working pretty hard. If I went from 15 to 19 an hour, how would you feel about that?"
On the surface, he could have timed that better. He should have waited till just after he let out Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. Get him when he's on his high, not when he's at his low. All right, rank these best to worst. Freebird, Bohemian Rhapsody, Stairway to Heaven. We've talked about this a lot. Those are the 3 big, like, rock song, not ballads, but, like, long, great, universally loved.
I'll do it in impactfulness of my musical development, I guess.
Sure.
Freebird's number 3.
Okay. Out of you, that's what I expected.
Bo Rap number 2,
Good.
just because I think it's getting overplayed a little bit now.
Good man.
One, Stairway, because it's Stairway.
It's probably the best
And
rock
I know
song ever.
me and you are very favorable to Led Zeppelin here. If you asked me 3 years ago, I would have said Bohemian Rhapsody.
Ooh.
But I think Stairway just has it all.
It does. That's a good way to put it.
And there's no that little acapella part in the middle of Bohemian Rhapsody. Sure, when it's over and they kick back into it and it gets really intense, it's awesome.
Yeah.
But that part of me was like, when is this going to end? There's no part like that to Stairway, and that's my determining factor.
Ooh, I love it. I did Stairway 1, Freebird 2, Bohemian Rhapsody 3. I'm not a huge Queen guy. Also, the solo at the end of Freebird, I think, doesn't get enough recognition, even though it's known for its solo. I listen, like sometimes I'll drive home, just skip to the solo, and it's like 4 minutes of just shredding. It's beautiful. Let me go to the next one here. Top 3 fruits.
Oh,
Because you're a produce man. You understand that
not
world.
a piano man.
No. Or a rocket man or a tambourine man. But I thought that was pretty funny. I ranked my top 3. I figured you could either try and...
Okay.
You give me your top 3 and I'll see how wrong you are.
Okay, fair enough.
And number 3, I have 2 because I couldn't choose between them.
Okay.
Fruits are tough. I'll give you some leniency except for number 1.
Or there's no options either.
There's an not objective like Stand By Me, but...
Let me think. Number 3 fruit's going to be grapes. If it's a good crunchy grape.
That's probably my 5th.
You got a good crunchy grape, not a medium crunch. We need it to be crunchy.
Fair.
I hate grapes when they're not crunchy.
Oh yeah, you want it.
Not like I think anyone.
Not like crunchy,
should.
but you want to chew into something.
You
not
you don't
mush.
want it to be mush or even medium mush. We just want it to go to that little when you
Right?
bite
Yeah,
it.
you want
Number 3 grapes. Number 2 is probably pineapple.
Wow.
Probably pineapple for me.
Pineapple gets slept on. Fresh pineapple when it's really sour like it is, it's good.
And
It makes you pay.
Yeah. And number 1's got to be apples. Any kind of apple.
Good man. Those are respectable. I thought this was going to be more of me being like you're a fool, but I can respect those. 3, I said strawberries or apples. Depends.
Okay.
Strawberries are great to eat. Apple pie, apple cider, like what you get from apples is probably why they're so
Versatility.
great. And there's like 20 different kinds of them.
Yeah.
Number 2, watermelon. I think when watermelon's perfect, it's good.
If there's a good watermelon, it's my 4th.
The problem with watermelon is it's rarely as good as it can be.
You get 2 really sweet bites if you cut up a bunch of it and eat it.
And then you get that like pink and white piece, and you're like, oh, that's dry.
I don't know if we just have bad luck, but probably 70% of the watermelon we eat at home is just the dry stuff. And I'm like,
I hate that.
You had so much potential.
Number 1, cherries.
Okay.
I love cherries.
I can't tell you the last time I had a cherry, but I was not fond of it the last time I had one.
Gotta spit the pit out. You gotta work for it. Beautiful. I got 2 more.
Okay.
Better goat, Jordan or Brady?
The Billy goat.
Would I put
on it? Go ahead.
This one I don't have a clear answer, so I said I'm torn, but I lean towards Jordan, and I wanted to see what you would say
In
about
all
that.
honesty, it's probably Brady.
It's so tough.
But I think Jordan, there's more emphasis on, and again, that could become the wrong way of thinking. Because basketball, you got 5 guys out there, you're playing offense and defense. He did most of the scoring. Brady, with Tampa Bay, he had good weapons. With New England, he didn't have the best group of weapons.
Sure.
He had Randy Moss, and they lost the Super Bowl that
Right.
year, even though they went 16-0.
Right.
But
It's so tough.
it's
They
tough.
both got 6 rings.
I don't know if I could. Well, Brady has 7 now
Oh my gosh, that's right.
because he has all the Patriots ones, and then
He won when he was old. Jordan didn't. But Jordan won 2 3-peats.
what would have happened if he didn't retire too?
Right. And basketball's tough.
He have 8.
Basketball, hockey. Like, it's hard to say the GOAT of baseball because there's too many people on the field. Same with football. It's like, how is Tom Brady better than, Jerry Rice? How do you compare them? But
See, I would say Jordan because it's easier to determine he's the best. They had that run where it was all in a row, and they only stopped winning because he left.
Right.
Whereas Brady, it's been a long time,
yeah.
but it's been over 20 years, which could also be seen as more impressive. So it's
Right.
tough. I don't know.
It's tough
I
too,
can't. I'm
'cause
not even going to give you an answer.
the one thing that you could make the argument for Brady, when you say who's the best quarterback, it's Brady and it's not close. We say who's the best basketball player, you get Jordan mostly, but now there's LeBron. The problem is if you say best football player, I still say Brady, but you could argue like Lawrence Taylor, like a really good defensive player. Like, how do you compare him?
Right.
I was just curious. Figured I'd see what you thought about it. And my last one, rank these Mountain Dew flavors.
Oh, come on now.
Baja, Code Red, and Voltage.
Oh,
the big three that aren't the originals. It's good, but it's like, how do you rank it?
Code Red number 3.
Oh.
Sorry.
Wow, that hurt my feelings right away.
I'm sorry.
Not a big cherry guy. I'm going to write that down.
I might put Baja 2, Voltage 1.
That's fair. I
think
have
I'm
Baja.
Gonna lock it in.
Lock
Final
it in?
answer.
Let me... Baja, I have at 3. I think Baja gets overrated. I have cans of it at home. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good once in a while. And I feel like Voltage also falls into that.
Mm-hmm.
Code Red's always been my favorite, but I'm also... There's always cherry stuff and blue raspberry, and I always lean towards cherry, so that's why I like that. And when I go hunting, I have a bottle of Code Red and a honey bun. It's been that way since I've been 12.
And Kyle's sugar.
Yeah, well, I have a little, my little hunting blind, so it's like, it's the winter. You're putting down a bottle that's darn near freezing to the ground. Oh, it's so crisp when you crack it. Dang, I really like the Kyle's Choice episode. I just rambled on everything I enjoy. Oh, we got to do that movie thing.
I think we might have to. We hope that you enjoyed listening to Kyle for once instead of my dumb self.
We get 0 viewers. Like, I don't like that guy.
Yeah,
I like Kyle. It better when he.
It's all going to be Kyle should be the host. But thank you very much for checking out How to Pity. We appreciate you listening. As always, there should be 2 YouTube videos of this going up because the Nick's Choice video never went up because my laptop was giving me some issues.
That's good, though, back to back.
Storage-wise. So earlier this week, you should check My Choice should be up.
Nice.
And this Friday, the day this went
views.
up, this should be up. So you should get 2 in 1 week.
Plus, yours had that the root beer.
Exactly.
That was fun. Root
beer taste test challenge, Josie Wales, some other of my favorite things. Yeah. This one you heard Kyle's things. Listen to them both. Let me. Who do you agree with more? Let us know.
Who do you choose?
Who do you choose? Rank us. We'll see you next time at Have an Opinion.